Monday is Veterans Day here in the United States, a time to honor those who have served our country. But for many veterans, the transition back to civilian life can be very difficult. Here with us now is the president and CEO of America's Warrior Partnership, retired U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Jim Lorraine. Sir, first I want to thank you for your service and thank you for what you're doing now for so many other veterans and soldiers. You started your organization, America's Warrior Partnership, because you wanted to help others who are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, of course, PTSD after serving. Tell us about your personal experience.
Yeah, Hannah, thanks for having us
Of
on.
course.
So for me, it's not just PTS. America's Warrior Partnership looks holistically. So we look at housing, employment, education, healthcare, access to behavioral health, uh, and helping veterans navigate this extremely complex system that we have, both within the government and outside the government. But my journey started as I was a nurse. I graduated from Syracuse University in upstate New York, where you get your start too, and and I went into the Air Force, served as a flight nurse for 22 years, retired as the deputy surgeon at Special Operations Command, and then within Special Operations Command, I took care of the wounded, ill, or injured um, from our SEALs, Rangers, Green Berets, etc. When I retired and came home, my wife is a disabled vet also. Um, Came home to Augusta, Georgia, took up a program focused on homeless veterans, reduced it, and used that model to help tens of thousands throughout the United States every year.
I've lived on many military bases, and I have many friends who've suffered from PTSD or just had a hard time transitioning when they came back. I don't think a lot of people have an understanding of what our veterans go through. What are some of the most common things that so many vets are struggling with when they come back to the U.S.?
Yeah, I think when they come back and when you transition out of the military, there's an identity issue. You know, when you serve in the military, you know everyone to your right and to your left, and you'll do anything for them. And when you walk into a room, they're all wearing a uniform. You can figure out who they are without even saying a word. The civilian world is that different, and honestly, my heart goes out to civilians who never served in the military. I don't know how you do it. You have to figure out who you trust and who you don't. But the point is that you have to move forward and you have to get the services. There are plenty of services that are out there, and that's again America's Warrior Partnership. What we do is we help veterans navigate that system and have a successful outcome. Again, it's really about improving your quality of life. And our motto, one of the things that we say is, if you know a veteran, tell a veteran about America's Warrior Partnership.
Oh, I love that. And some veterans, they openly talk about feeling alone or isolated when they come back. There's a mental health issue at play as well. What would you tell loved ones on how to deal with veterans that may be coming back that might not fully understand what these soldiers have gone through overseas?
Yeah, I would say my best piece of advice is to listen. Don't judge. Don't ask why, but we'll listen and listen to what they've been through, understand it, connect them. Peer support programs are fantastic, and I would suggest to use those resources. Again, Hannah, there are so many resources available to veterans all across the country, and the first step is asking, saying, "Hey, can you help me out? Can you help me navigate this problem?" And, you know, for me, I did it. I came back from Somalia, and I went for years without getting any help, and it was a friend of mine who said, "Hey, you need to go talk to somebody," and which I did, and I feel like I've moved on. I feel very well, and I was even more prepared when I went back to Iraq and Afghanistan later, to come out of it. But now is the time to give back, right? And
Sure.
one thing I want to say before we go is happy
Please.
birthday, Marines. It's Veterans Day's coming up, and today's the Marine Corps birthday.
I do want to ask you another question because there's an unfortunate reality that veterans have a higher suicide rate than those that did not serve in the military, the civilians. What more should we as a society do better to support our veterans?
Yeah, I think to support our veterans, it's to listen. It's to not just ask, not just say thanks for your service, but thanks for your service. What'd you do? And, you know, in terms of the suicide rate, I think as a nation we need to look differently at the problem. It hasn't changed in really 30 years. I think we need to look beyond just suicide and look at deaths of despair, which are like overdoses that aren't classified as suicide. Um, We need to think differently.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.